Recording.
All right, so here we are. We're home. It's the next day. Here she is. We're going to take it for our first ride at home. Long distance ride. We're going to take it on the interstate. We're going to take it around town. Try to find a twisty road or here. Just kind of see how it does. Check the tire pressure. Check the oil. Everything's good. You know, I wish we would have got the white color scheme that they got in Europe. But this black still looks pretty sharp. The black with the red Honda logo. Like I mentioned earlier about the brakes. I mean, brakes are kind of lower spec brakes, but they do the job. But honestly, with an adventure bike and it's something you're going to take off road, you don't necessarily want brakes that are really hard and grabby. It looks cool, but you don't need it. So let's fire her up. We'll take her for a ride. That's a pretty cool morning, so that was a nice easy start up. I had a KTM 890 Adventure a couple years ago, 890 Adventure R a couple years ago, and that thing would, on a cold morning, it was the infamous one-cylinder startup. So when you'd start up that parallel twin, literally only one of the cylinders would fire. And it would take, sometimes you have to shut it off. Sometimes it would start up on its own. It was an issue when they first came out with the 790, and they never fixed it. I had a 2022 890R Adventure R, and it did it just the same. So again, that's just one thing with the Honda. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about, is it going to start? It's going to start. Very high quality bike. Nice high quality components. Playing with our setup here. Like I said, it's a little cool this morning, so this touring windscreen definitely helps. So when I was looking for a bike to start, to start doing content on and to potentially start a rental business. Initially, I was set on let me back that up. I bought a 2015 NC 700 X with the DCT, thinking that would be a bike that people would be interested in and want to rent because it's kind of different. And, it's got the frunk and everything else, but never actually put it out there for rent, but just kind of inquiring with people. There wasn't a bit of interest. And as cool as the DCT was, it was just boring. I was also interested in that one because I had, just recently broke my leg back, fall of 23 now, right at my ankle, and shifting has still been a little difficult with just a little bit of lack of mobility in that ankle. So the DCT kind of interests me there. So I was interested in that, and then took it for a couple rides, and it was cool. It was really neat. But a round town bike, commuter bike, is fantastic. As far as something that's interesting that people would be interested in renting, not so much. And then I moved to an Africa Twin. Same thing, just kind of not buying, but just with the idea of buying one, and actually I looked pretty hard at a couple of them. Again, a DCT, just because I think it's just such a cool technology. So I looked at that, and I thought, it's a little bit big. Does it have more, hardcore off-road chops? Oh yeah, of course. But it's a little bit big and might be a bit intimidating for some folks. So that's what brought me back to this, and I think it's the perfect size. Not too big. Like I said, it dimension-wise, it feels about the same as actually it feels a little bit smaller than the 890 Adventure. And there's plenty of YouTube channels out there. Big Rock Moto, Dork in the Road. I watch those a good bit, and they've done some decent off-roading with these bikes. Of course, Ian at Big Rock, he spent $3,500 on suspension, which I do not intend on doing. Let's take a little trip up the interstate. Let's see how it does. Anyone who complains and says that the 80-something horsepower this bike makes is not enough, they clearly don't know motorcycles. This is plenty of horsepower. Is it going to outrun a Ducati? Probably not. But it's also not trying to do that. This is trying to be just a good, competent bike. We'll do a mileage run at some point, I'm sure. But I imagine it's going to get incredible mileage. So we're doing 73 on the interstate here, and of course I'm wearing a cheap helmet with a peak on it, so it's kind of catching me in the air. But if I was wearing a smoother helmet, this probably wouldn't be an issue at all. It rides nice and smooth. I mean, let's try out our cruise control. There it is, our Meridian cruise control. We got that set. We got it set for 68. Flip my other hands, riding down the road with the cruise control set. Again, I've had cruise control on other bikes. I had a FJR 1300, BMW GS, the 890 Adventure R we talked about previously. And it's one of those. This day and age, if you don't have cruise control on your bike, what are you doing? You really, I mean, if you got ride by wire, if you got ride modes, you should have cruise control. It's just such a game-changing technology that everybody should have it. And there's rumors that Honda didn't do it because they thought this bike would cannibalize sales of the Africa Twin too much, and there's some validity to that. So riding down, like I said, I'm doing 68. I'm in a construction zone right here, and it's just as stable as it can be. I got a decent amount of wind on me, but again, I'm going to the interstate, so no big deal there. It's holding 68, no problem at all. It's very smooth. I got a truck, big truck in front of me that usually, a smaller bike, you'd be getting a bunch of wash on it, throwing you around on the road. But this is rock steady, no issue there. I do think we'll put this camera, Cena 10C Evo, on a better helmet that's got a little better wind management to it. So that'll be a future. Probably next video we'll have it on a different helmet. So, but yeah, like I said, this thing, I mean, you see, it rides great. Hadn't even played with the power modes. We'll do a video on the dash and all the different things it can do. But like I said, I know we're looking pretty hard at at luggage options. There's tons of options between hard bags, and there's semi-rigid bags like the new Ducati Dusk system, and then soft bag options. Again, I'm leaning towards soft bags, maybe instead of racks, pannier racks from Tusk. They're inexpensive. Their stuff always works. And I have those on other bikes as well. And a set of panniers, soft panniers, maybe Nelson Rig, Hurricanes, or the Tusk Pilot bags, or maybe something from Giant Loop. So we got some options there. I just want something that we can take from one bike to another, and be able to move back and forth. And then if this bike's rented out and we still want to go ride or go camping on the T-dubs or something, have it where we just, the racks are already there, throw another set of bags on there, load our stuff up in our tents, and we take off. So that's kind of the plan. That's what we're shooting for. That's kind of the vision. And I don't know where we're at fuel-wise. Tom's a great guy. I'm really, really glad that I met him. He actually had another deal lined up for a Harley, and I'll put a picture of that up. But it was one of those, and I've done it before too, where it's, hey, I can't, I'll meet you contingent upon him, come to meet me and everything. So he sent me a picture last night of the Harley that he got. So went from, a finely tuned Japanese machine that's not loud but not quiet either, to a raucous Harley. Was a bit of a change, but that's what he was wanting to do. Let's play with this adjustable brake lever here. Aha, that's a lot better. Bring a little closer. I've got little midget hands. Now I will say the just a little acceleration here. I will say the DCT, that will spoil you when it comes to riding in town, because you literally, it's like a big scooter. You literally just twist your wrist and you go. So just and it's a cool technology, and I'm sure I'm going to have another one. And actually, I was looking. Viridian actually makes a cruise control system for the 2020 or 2021 and up NC750X. So if that's a good candidate for the next bike that we're going to get. Also looking, as far as for rentals, people want to rent stuff that's interesting. Harleys are always popular, but bikes that are a little bit different. A Ducati, something like that. I got my eye on a Multistrada 950 that's just absolutely gorgeous. I just got to see if I can pull that off. Also, maybe something a little cheaper, like a Ducati Scrambler. I've always enjoyed those. Jamie at Moto Geo's channel, he made me fall in love with the Ducati Scrambler, with the stuff that he was doing with that. So I've got a couple deals working on a couple other bikes, and of course, we're going to document everything and have fun with it. So far, I'm very pleased with this bike. I'm very, very pleased with this. Definitely think, for just highway riding, a non-peaked visored helmet, because the peak's catching the air right up here, right above where the windscreen is. And if I had a smoother helmet, this would probably be just nice clean air, and I wouldn't get any sort of buffeting at all. There's the Ann Springs Close Greenway, over 2,200 acres of private land that's been set up as a nature reserve. So if you hadn't figured it out, we're riding through Fort Mill, South Carolina. Fort Mill is my hometown. I moved here in the late 90s with my family. Became a volunteer fireman at Flint Hill Fire Department, which is a local volunteer station. They're not volunteer anymore. And I walked in the door one day in 1997, and I saw this young lady sitting on the countertop, and her dad was a fireman there, was a chaplain there, and they say it was love at first sight, and met her then in that summer day of 1997, and fell in love, and we've been together ever since, and we'll be celebrating our 22nd wedding anniversary coming up in May. So this became home pretty quick. We bought a little house in downtown Fort Mill. It was meant to be a starter home, and we just, once we started establishing our family there, we couldn't make ourselves leave, and we're in such a great little area. Love it so much. 3 years ago, I ran for town council and got elected. So I'm I'm officially an elected official, up for re-election again this year, so that'll be fun this summer, and maybe we'll try to document some of that too. So it's a lot of fun. It is. I really enjoy what we do. This last couple of years have been really busy because besides from running our business, we're also, my wife and I both are full-time students, and my council duties, and my family duties, and my church duties as well. I'm a facilities director at our church, Cisco Memorial Baptist Church, the church on the hill. There's the world-famous peach stand, and they got a great butcher shop, great produce, ice cream shop over there on the right-hand side. Got a full little restaurant inside there. They make a mean liver mush sandwich. They're closed for the month of February because they're completely remodeling the whole store. Actually, there went my in-laws there. They're completely remodeling the whole store. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with it. Thinking about tank bags. That's what we're going to do there. I've never been a fan of the tank bags that have the straps that come down the side. So I've had the Givi tank bags with the tank lock ring. They stick up a little high, but you don't have anything touching the paint. I am thinking this time we might try the SW Motec system, where it has a ring that attaches, but it's magnetic, how the back attaches. So I'm thinking we might try that one this time, and they've got one that actually contours pretty nicely with the shape of the tank. So we might give that one a try. The fueling on this bike, like I said, we're coming into downtown Fort Mill. The fueling on this bike is good. It's not great, but it's good. It's not very snatchy. I've had some fuel injected bikes that are smooth, as smooth as carburetors, and have had others that are, just god awful. I remember years ago I had it was a V-Strom 650 of all things, and I was going through one of the little mountain towns, going real slow, and the throttle was so snatchy, I just about got off the bike. I could not. I couldn't do it. Didn't turn my turn signal on because I didn't know where the turn signal was at. It's a little busy right here on the left-hand side, so I got it now. So it's actually, again, Honda does the opposite. Where the natural place is where the horn is, and they put it right below there. So it's go figure. And again, we'll play with all the electronics down the road. I do like on the right handlebar they left it nice and simple. It's literally just a start-stop kill switch. And the left side has all the other stuff, which is a nice way to do it. We're going to pull down here to this little park right down the bottom of the hill. We'll get off. We'll look at the bike one more time, and then we'll call it done. Again, I don't see a temperature readout on the bike, which is odd. Of all the things this bike has, it doesn't have a temperature readout. But if I had to take a guess, I would say it's that's a tiny turn signal switch. They are supposed to be self-canceling, which I've never had that, so. So let's hop off. Let's take a look at the bike. Just leave it running, just do a quick walk around. So I have heard that the stock tires aren't worth a darn. They're Metzeler Karus. They look pretty good. Apparently they're not very good off-road. Fortnite had a video a couple years ago about OEM tires, and actually they look like regular, but they're actually built to a different standard. So I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll be taking those off and putting something else on there. Maybe the Tusk Adventure 2 or Trail 2 tires. I've seen some of those. I think Dork on the Road actually put a set on his bike. I know Ian at Big Rock Moto had put an exhaust on his. I think it was just a slip-on, so he left the stock catalytic converters in place. Like I know, I'm not sure if we're going to do the lower crash bars, but I know we're definitely going to put the T-Rex skid plate on there to kind of complement. We're going to put a set of fog lights on there. Ian's got a set that he did that actually mounted to the fork tubes right here, and they tie right into the factory wiring harness, so you're not doing any splicing or anything. Stock LED headlights pretty good, but not great. And having that additional lighting, the triangle effect as you see it, oncoming traffic sees it, just makes you more visible. So like I said, we got a lot of cool things that we're going to do with the bike. I'm excited. So we're going to end it there. If you like this, please like it, comment, tell me my videos suck, tell me my audio sucks, tell me my helmet sucks. Just comment, just give me some feedback. Subscribe. I'm working on my subscriber base. Honestly, I'm kicking myself now because if I would have done just a portion of this that I did that I'm doing now with all the bikes that I've had over the years. I mean, I've had so many cool bikes. I'd have thousands of subscribers. You're just now putting the time and effort into it. So, like I said, like it, subscribe, comment on it. Thank you. God bless, and roll tide.